Hi, good morning, everyone. We all work in a software development company, and we know that learning from one another and sharing knowledge is really important. Especially if you get the lean structure, you work in a self-organized team, you can really benefit from the synergy of learning and the sharing knowledge. And very often when young people approach us and start their career, we are telling them that it's really important to acquire new skills, to be ready to fail and learn from the failure. But what can we do to really adapt this approach in the company? So usually when we acquire a new skill or some piece of knowledge, it can come from best practices. In terms of best practices, learning is just at the beginning. So you come to a company, you get familiar with some set of the rules, but when you are applying them later on, it just, you are sure that you are doing something well. There is no learning there. You can also conduct some experiments, so you try some new things which will not described anywhere. And some people say that you can also learn from mistakes. But there's a lot of theory about this. How can we implement it in our company? It also has impact on performance. If we are good in what we do and we spread the knowledge, we learn really fast from other teams, we can then perform better because we use the solutions and concepts which were tested by other people. And the great tool which can be implemented to reach these goals is called celebration grid. It was created to celebrate the successes which comes from different learning opportunities. And this grid has three parts. So the first one is the best practices. If we implement practices on projects, we can say, all right, it was a great thing, and if it is a success, we are really, really happy. But as I said at the beginning, we are learning just at the start of our career. Later on, it's just doing the same things. Sometimes we fail, even with best practices, but this is still the part to celebrate. So the green color is the celebration. We can share best practices. We also make some mistakes. Usually, they are the failures. Sometimes, even if you make mistake, it's like, okay, it works. I don't know how, but it works. It's still not the place to celebrate, and if it's not place for learning. So how can we learn most? So the best way to learn, these are experiments. Either we succeed or we fail, we will still learn something new. This is the place where our curiosity, our creativity can go, and we can check the new possibilities, especially as we know all the best practices. There are some new projects, new architectural challenges, and we want to try something because we are curious, we are aware of new things. So we've got three types of things. There are practices, experiments, and mistakes. What we can do, we can celebrate the practices, the experiments, either if they are success or if they are failure, because all of them bring the learning outcome. So how can we use the celebration grid? It's a great tool for the Scrum retrospective. When you get through the sprint and you check what practices were used, if you experiment, have you succeeded, or if there were some failures. It can be used as a project development grid when you make some information about the best practices or other things you are using. And when the new people join in, they can check what already was happening on the project. It can be used as a knowledge sharing platform. So when you have a grid for the whole company, and when people apply something on a project or they do some kind of experiment, they put the information on the board, and the rest of the company can check this and can learn from the fact. And also, it can be a very positive tool in the mentoring process when the mentee and the mentor use it and people get through the practices, and then the mentee starts to experiment. So at the beginning, I asked, so how can we introduce this culture of environment which is supporting the failure and which allows people to experiment? If we just talk about it, it could be not enough. The best way is to show it and make a place where people can see that even if we have some failures, even if we experiment, there is success, there is a failure, there is still a place to learn. And more or less, that's all. Thank you very much.